I love butterflies. You cannot not love butterflies. No one hates butterflies, even if they are robot butterflies. How did you feel when you've seen those butterflies flying around? Did you recognize how nice they are to watch and how smooth they are slicing through the air? And how lightweight they are and how slow, almost floating, compared to a drone with a propeller? Those butterflies, they are nothing special. They just fly around in this theater, but they do it in a pretty good-looking way. And that's how technology can feel like when it's inspired by nature. So let me show you why we should go a step further and start merging technology and nature. I work for Festo. It's a big company that sells and produces stuff for industrial automation. Me, I'm an industrial designer. I studied at art school. So I'm very proud to do those robots for almost 8 years now with a nice team. And my toughest task is always to bring empathy and emotion into those machines. Let me show you some more of it. The Bionic Learning Network built a lot of robots and did a lot of research during the last 30 years. It's a network out of designers, engineers, biologists, universities, institutes, and a lot of partners from industry. And they are all fascinated by nature. And they are all fascinated about a solution nature had found over millions of years of evolution. You see all the robots here in the video. They are all robots where we learned how they move and how they look like. Everything learned from nature. These projects showed what emotional effects you can get from machines. They showed that you can really touch people with those machines, and you can make people start communicating about the latest technologies existing. So even you maybe, or my mom, can talk about those robots. The goal was always to come as close as possible to the natural role model, but nature is just too genius to come close to its beauty and elegance. We showed that we can learn a lot from nature, and we should try to do this even more, and that we can really make ideas fly. But is that enough in the future? When you've been learning from nature for 30 years, you feel ready for the next level. In the time we live in, the anthropocene, mankind sees itself completely emancipated from nature and animals. By believing in progress and the salvation through science and technology, mankind allowed itself to take from the earth recklessly. Until now, humans are able to take from the earth without giving anything back. And companies are not responsible for the consequences. And this has to change. If we don't change, we will bring the complete ecosystem out of balance and leave a wasted planet. So the most important task for industry is to maintain and support the health of billions of people, animals and plants all around the planet, so that biodiversity has a chance to exist in the future. We must understand that we, as humans, and our technology are part of nature, and that we cannot survive without a healthy ecosystem. Technology will never be able to replace our natural habitat Earth. And despite space stations and exploration of alien planets, we will forever be dependent on our ecosystem that we live in, like all animals. So in the future, companies will have to operate due to the circular economy principle. And then the biggest challenges and the biggest markets arise in the following areas: reducing carbon dioxide emissions, fighting climate change, and using alternatives to oil-based materials. We, as engineers and designers, are responsible to find creative and smart solutions to overcome the problems of the Anthropocene. With the right approach to creativity in science and innovation, we are able to move beyond those negative aspects and step into a new era, the so-called symbiocene. In this era, nature and technology can merge into a more balanced biotechnotope. In the Bionic Learning Network, of course, we think a lot about this stuff. And in 30 years, we learned a lot. Yeah, we did a lot of observations. Now we have a lot of experience and to learn from nature. And we learned how to work in interdisciplinary teams with people from all over the world. And we worked with an open-minded way on very visionary projects. And now, time is ready, technology is ready, and we learned a lot, so we are ready for the next step. So now we didn't just learn from nature, we started to work with it. For the first time, we worked with a living organism. The plant organism Algae is the perfect partner for this purpose. This small organism can really help to face the biggest challenges of our time. Like all plants, this little algae does photosynthesis. And for 3 billion of years, over evolution, this process has made life on Earth possible at all. In this process of photosynthesis, the algae cell absorbs light and converts carbon dioxide and water into oxygen and sugar. The algae takes the sugar to grow, and we take the oxygen to breathe. By using algae, all kinds of oil-based materials can be replaced in the future. It's already possible to make plastics out of it, vegan foods, cosmetics, or biofuel. And the great thing about it is that in all of these products, there's carbon dioxide captured inside, because the algae did this photosynthesis. And if you burn it, the fuel for example, then you don't add more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere than it fixated before by doing photosynthesis. So the carbon dioxide is in a perfect circle. Our concept to work with this is the photobionic cell. And it shows the advantages of merging nature, in this case algae, and technology, all the automation parts around it, to produce algae and to capture carbon dioxide in a large and efficient scale. I'll show you some details, some technical details, but I keep it simple. The heart of the bioreactor is the green tank where the green algae grows. And we got a lot of sensors. One sensor is a sensor based on quantum physics that helps us to know how the algae feels at the moment. And all the other stuff around is used to know how the environment is, like pH value, temperature, and so on. And with this combination, we can use artificial intelligence algorithms that the machine works completely autonomously. And like this, we can learn to give the algae the perfect summer day 24/7. But why should we need so much algae in the future? Humans use 4 billion tons of oil per year. We burn it as fuel, or we make plastics out of it. And all of the carbon dioxide that was captured before inside the Earth is now released into the atmosphere. And those carbon dioxide emissions, they cause a lot of problems. And algae can help us to face these problems. Algae is a great organism to capture carbon dioxide. On the same space, it can capture 10 times more carbon dioxide than land plants. And if we put it into a bioreactor like this, we can fixate 100 times more by having 7 times faster growing and almost using no water because it's in a closed loop. With this automation technology, we can enable researchers with their great ideas to get their small, tiny lab ideas into a great and huge scale, in industrial scale, all around the world. And then it can really make a difference. Chemical processes to make materials can be replaced by biological ones, for example. You can use algae to capture carbon dioxide that is emitted by plants. And you can then take these new amounts of algae to make new fuel out of it, or plastic. And we don't need to put more carbon dioxide into the air anymore from fossil fuels. So it's all possible, thanks to automation and stuff. It's all possible, so what are we waiting for? We have to start merging nature and technology right now. In the future, life on a healthy planet will only be possible through cooperation and no longer through competition. When we start working together as humanity, and if we think about living in a big symbiosis, when we humans work together and when we start merging technology with nature, we can overcome the problems of anthropocene. This gives us back the chance to build a future on a planet built on biophilia. When I spend time outside in the forest with my son, I often tell him, "Hey Anton, you're part of such a wonderful planet. You have to be proud to be part of this breathtaking network Earth. So take care of it, because it's your home. And always remember, make your ideas fly." Thank you.